Bushnell. Performance is the only thing. Savage Arms. Better comes standard. Federal Premium Ammunition. Surgical precision. Terminal results.
Well, Kent, we're a few days away from the opening of rifle season for whitetail here in Manitoba.
Yeah, I mean, this is a spot we've hunted before. There's lots of good buck activity. We've got some good trail camera pictures, a couple nice ones here. So just getting the Primos surround view blinds set up. It's awesome to sit in those blinds. You know, it's open, you can see through the walls. It's really, really cool. So can't wait.
No, for sure. And I mean, you know, the one thing that you always see in these episodes is us sitting in the blinds and everything. But Kent, how long have you actually been preparing for this hunt?
I started putting out trail cameras in July. I'm a little bit of a fanatic that way. I like to find where these bucks are living, not just where they're transitioning through. A lot of people put out their cameras a little bit too late, and yeah, they get a picture of a big buck, but they've never seen him before. I like finding them in velvet. I like watching them all summer, seeing what's going on, and I mean, it pays off. I mean, I get to see lots of bucks. Whether we get them on camera or not is another thing.
Yeah, that's right. They become a different entity when the rut kicks in.
Yeah,
But
you bet.
anyways, we got to get going because we still have at least another 25 cameras to check today.
Yeah.
And we're going to be hitting this blind Monday morning.
You bet.
Well, it's early morning again. We're about a minute into legal shooting. Good news is we got into our blind and Kent spotted a small buck just off to our right, about maybe 100 yards out. So hopefully that's a sign that we're going to have some good movement this morning. We've had a little bit of a weather shift. It's still cold. It's in the -20s, but not nearly as bad as it has been. But we do have a warm front coming in, which is going to change things up here over the next few days for sure. But right now we're hunkered in and we're doing the typical sit and wait procedure. So here we go. Another great day here in Manitoba. We had a cow with two calves go right in front of us within about probably 60 yards. But it's not surprising us too much last night when we did our scout. We noticed the deer were moving really late and we had almost a full moon and it was really bright last night. So it could be just one of those mornings where the deer aren't going to move until this evening. But we're going to sit it out here for another hour here in the cold. But seeing those moose made it all worthwhile. Well, I think I screwed up there. We had a buck come out to our right and he didn't know we were here. And I tried shifting to get on him. What I should have done was just waited for him to move out. He was moving out anyways. That's too bad. That was a really nice buck. So we're just sitting here and all of a sudden just out front we had a small little recruitment buck come out. He's worked in behind these willows. I'm pretty sure we'll see him cutting up over in front here, but he's definitely one that needs to grow for a couple more years for sure. Well, that was a really good morning sit. We had, a little bit more activity today. We saw 4 different bucks. We did have an opportunity on one of the target bucks, and unfortunately, the one angle that he came out on was a really sharp right-hand angle, and as we were trying to shift to get on him, we spooked him. And yeah, it's unfortunate. I probably should have played that one a little bit more patient, waited for him to come out a little bit more out front. But with these big bucks, these opportunities are so small, so short. You kind of got to try to capitalize. And unfortunately, when we were trying to capitalize, I ended up spooking the buck. But we know they're in the area. We'll be back out this evening. It's a bit of a warming trend coming up as well too, so that might kind of change things up a little bit. But it was a good day either way. A little disappointing, but at the same time, makes you appreciate those big bucks when you do get them. This might be the key to all of Dean's dreams here. We'll have to look at it tonight, but hopefully we'll shoot him before then.
This segment is brought to you by Safari Club International Canada. First for hunters.
Well, here we are again. Another morning hunt here in Manitoba for whitetail. Weather has changed up quite a bit on us. It's like super mild now. It's only -1. We have a bit of fog, overcast skies. But the good thing is we have a south wind, which is perfect for this blind, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We did see some deer moving this morning, but not a whole lot. We had incredibly high winds last night, so what we're hoping is that that's locked the deer down, and this morning they're going to be interested in getting up and moving. We're sitting here, mid-November, so it's peak rut time right now. We haven't seen a lot of rut activity, but we know the rut's going on, so we're going to turn the cameras around, sit and wait for the last half hour here before legal shooting starts, and hopefully I'll be able to notch my Manitoba tag here on whitetail. Oh my God, you have no idea what excitement's going through me, and it's for a few different reasons. First of all, Kent and I have been hunting hard. This is our day 6. The rut has just been, I think it's been happening at night and in the bushes. We haven't been seeing anything, and all of a sudden this morning Kent goes, "Dino, there's a big buck coming in from the right." We watched him, he worked his way along. I had sights on him all the way, but all of a sudden he moved in front of this willow brush here, and Kent gave me the thumbs up, and I knocked him down. And I'm excited for a second reason is literally for the last 5 years I've been coming out and hunting with Kent during the rut, and for some reason Manitoba's been a curse for me. I just have not been able to connect with a mature deer. So right now I have a ton of emotion going through me, because I know for Kent especially, he puts a ton of work in on behalf of me coming out and doing this, and it's as much satisfaction for me to shoot this deer for myself and finally get a nice mature Manitoba buck, but it's also a nice way of me saying thank you to him for all his hard work that he does in helping me get an animal like this. I'm flooded with emotions right now, but I'm going to regain my composure, and I want to go out and put my hands on this big mature buck. Let's go check out this Manitoba bad boy. Oh, the emotions right now going through me. I know I said it earlier, but I mean, this has been a long haul for me, and to finally lay hands in Kent's home area on a big mature whitetail buck,
I mean, that's probably the most meaningful hunt that's happened to me so far in filming season 8 of Bushnell's Trigger Effect. And oh my God, I can see him. Incredible. Well, it's been a long 5 years. I'm super happy right now. It's been a haul. That's all I can say. It's been a haul. I mean, 5 years for me to tag a Manitoba buck and 6 long days sitting in the blind, you know, waiting for something to come out. I fly home in like literally a few days. So, I mean, we were cutting this one very skin tight. So we have a lot of the day left. We're gonna go pull a whole bunch of camera cars because Kent's up to bat next. And we're gonna load them up and get them ready to go to the butcher, because I can tell you right now, the one thing I love about prairie whitetail in Canada, they taste absolutely amazing. I mean, it's just like having a grain-fed beef, in all honesty. And why? Well, I'm in a barley field right now. Well, that's a wrap for my hunt here in 2019. I couldn't be happier.
Taxidermy services provided by Hunters Union and Ray Wiens Taxidermy. And thanks to these other fine sponsors.
Well, congratulations to Dean. That's a pretty nice buck he got there. Now I'm up to bat, so we're going to be heading out. We're going to be going to a new spot that I picked out this year. I got permission for. We've got some trail camera pictures of some pretty decent bucks there, so you never know. The rut's just starting to amp up, so let's head out and see how we make out tonight.
Going back out for another evening sit. It's a beautiful evening now. We haven't seen anything from this spot yet, but we're fingers crossed. There's lots of sign here. It's nice and calm. We've got no wind right now, so fingers crossed we'll see one of those target bucks that we've been looking for.
You know, Kent, every year I come to Manitoba, I'm sure viewers and you have heard me say it a million times, a deer steps out and I'm like, I can't get over how healthy your animals are here. But that's not by chance.
No, I mean, with proper management and hunter participation, I mean, it helps keep track of our health of our deer population and also diseases.
Diseases? That sounds like a great topic for Conservation Connection.
Sure does.
Wildlife diseases like tuberculosis and chronic wasting disease often affect ungulates in North America. These diseases are transmitted in various ways, but a lot of the time it's through direct contact with individuals of the same population.
Infected animals or deceased animals already have the disease, but to truly understand disease within a population, that requires samples from live specimens.
Oftentimes, researchers need information about the prevalence of these diseases, and the only way they can do that is by collecting samples. Hunters play a big role in collecting those samples, and oftentimes can be the sole source of samples for determining how prevalent the disease is in the population, where in that population that disease exists.
This again is another great example of how hunters contribute to wildlife management.
Hunters often collect samples that can give us information about where the disease is prevalent in a population. In certain populations, older individuals may be a reservoir for that disease, or younger individuals may be more susceptible to that disease. Agriculture also plays a role in this mix, because oftentimes the diseases can move between agricultural animals and wildlife populations. So tuberculosis can easily affect cattle as well as elk or deer.
So remember, when you participate in compulsory inspections or mandatory reporting, it's not just about collecting data on the animal such as sex, age class, or harvest per unit effort. It also is contributing to better understand disease within a population.
The take home is, if you're asked to collect samples, please do. It's really important to aid in understanding the effect of disease, as well as figuring out management strategies for it.
Well, we finally got some deer moving out. We've got a doe come out off the corner of this point over here. Well, we've only got about 10 minutes left of legal shooting time. We haven't seen much today. We saw a couple does and a little buck. They were at a big distance there at about 500 yards. If we don't see anything in the last 10 minutes, we'll be back here tomorrow.
This segment is brought to you by King's Camo. See the difference. Now, back to Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
It's another early start for me this morning. Got into the blind quite early, so the sun is just starting to creep up in the sky, so I'm gonna get the camera spun around. Hopefully we'll get one of these bucks to show up. The rut has been very, very slow. A lot of activity at night, but nothing during the day, so hoping today it's gonna break loose. We had snow the other day, and the temperatures dropped last night, so maybe that'll get the bucks moving, but gonna get the light shut off, get the camera spun back around, and wait for first light, so hopefully today's the day.
I'm pretty excited about this. It's been a hard fought 2019 season. The rut has been pretty slow, but enough talking in the blind. Let's get out and go see if my buck's laying out there. Oh yeah. He was standing right back behind the camera when I shot. He turned. His running track is right here. Lots of good, long, frothy blood. There's still good blood here. Looks like he's slowing down. I didn't see him come out the other side of this bush, so I see his rack sticking up out of the grass. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I knew that was a good hit. Felt solid. I see him laying right there. Well, there he is. This is the buck that I call Squiggly. He's got these funny brow tines. It's been a tough season this 2019. The rut's been kind of slow. Not a whole lot of running in the daytime. They've been doing a lot of rutting at night, so I was more than happy to see one of my target bucks come out in daylight. He gave me a shot, made a good shot. That 140 grain trophy bonded tip federal premium ammo did the job. He only went about 60 yards, so I mean, this is one of those years where you can't be picky and you can't be choosy. I've got a lot of target bucks on camera, but it's just been a real struggle to get them in front of the video camera. So I'm glad I was able to pull it off. I got them tagged and gonna load them up here and head home right away. But while I was tagging him, another buck came out right beside the blind. It was kind of funny. So I think the bucks are starting to move. But there you go, folks. That's 2019 whitetail here in Manitoba.